Isn't that amazing? The door swings both ways in a criminal trial. That means my prosecutor is facing 6 months in jail, too. My prosecutor is also the defendant, and I'm also a prosecutor. I'm prosecuting the defendant. I'm prosecutor Hines facing against defendant Natchitoches City because the door swings both ways. They're prosecuting me, and I'm prosecuting them. However, I'm the one facing 6 months in jail. What do they face? They face nothing. But the door swings both ways. The door swings their way. The door swings my way. It goes both ways for this evidence thing. But whose life is at bigger stake? It's mine. I'm the defendant. You're not being told the door swings both ways. And I'm obligated to produce my evidence to the prosecutor because I'm prosecuting my prosecutor, apparently. I have evidence to make my prosecutor look bad upon the arrest because somehow I arrested my cops too in the process. And I don't know, love that Stan Henson. Can I be mod? We need to get to know who we are here. That's the first time I ever seen a love that Stanson name before. So I don't know. The prosecutor won't say anything. They're just like, they didn't get a scintilla of evidence. A scintilla. How big is that? And it's like it seemed like the prosecutor was playing up on words with my judge, saying that, oh, my judge asked the prosecutor, did you get a Dropbox from the defendant? Did the defendant send you a Dropbox? And the prosecutor's like, no, I didn't get a scintilla. And it's like, as soon as I got arrested, I'm the one who's gathering evidence to use against my prosecutor. I'm the prosecutor, they're defendant. Can I not be a mod? Well, that's a fair question. So, somebody saw I posted that bicycle tire slashing on the other channel. Oh man, my stomach is in kind of sorry shape. I'm all bent over here. But I just wanted to come online and just say that I'm also prosecuting my prosecutor, apparently. And they're facing a punishment equivalent to 6 months in jail. I'm not sure exactly how that would translate for punishment as a prosecutor. Because a punishment to the prosecutor equivalent to 6 months in jail would be 6 months in jail. I don't know what else they would be facing. But you would think that if somebody is facing a lack of freedom, that they should get some kind of a latitude of a little more leaning of like protection. I'm supposed to be innocent till proven guilty. I'm supposed to get that latitude of protection, where I can protect and defend myself. It's like I'm on the defense, all right? I'm the defendant. I'm on the defense. If we were playing a sports game like football, say, and I'm on the defense, then I have certain obligations. There's certain expectations. What's this? My door swings between you paying fines and going to jail. The prosecutor's door swings between his ego getting hurt, sending you to a cage. I know. The door swings both ways for me and my prosecutor. What is this logic? I mean, I've never heard this logic before. It was so stunning to hear in the court that I had no response. I couldn't think of any response to that. Being told, I mean, the best I could do was say I have Fourth Amendment and Fifth Amendment rights here, and the judge was like, "No, it doesn't violate your Fourth Amendment." And I'm pretty sure the Fifth Amendment, it doesn't violate your civil rights by having to give up evidence to your prosecutor. The door swings both ways. Prosecution goes in one direction. It doesn't come back to them. The prosecutor can't in turn be prosecuted while they're prosecuting. It all court moves in one direction. They're attacking your goal zone. All right. I'm on the defense and I'm being told, imagine, could you tell that to a football team? It's like, okay, yeah, I guess the offense can fumble the ball and you can pick it up and then run it back the other way. But that's not quite like like a balance. That's not a balanced door. All right. The door doesn't swing perfectly balanced one way or the other. It doesn't swing both ways equally. All right. Yeah, I guess the prosecutor can fumble the ball and then somehow get like what, charged. See, that's the thing. They're saying it swings both ways. Like they're really making a strong argument against being they like think they just think it's just a natural thing that I'm going to sue them. I deserve legal representation. Have you contacted the ACLU? Any links? Submit channel 3 or 4 videos. I've never heard the burden. Yeah, I have the burden. I have a big burden to provide evidence to make myself look bad, possibly. The door swings both ways. Oh yeah, justice is blindfolded. Yeah, who's all watching? You need to put your IDs to the screen so we can record that. You need to decimate I need to decimate the door swings both ways. I need to decimate my prosecutor, but what happens when they lose? Nothing. I'm the one who's got everything at stake here. I'm the defendant. I'm trying to get out of jail. I'm sitting here facing this jail and they got the door open. The door doesn't quite swing both ways at a jail. All right, it only swings one way. And there's people that lock that door. All right, it doesn't swing both ways. To make that argument, the door swings both ways. The jail door does not swing both ways. All right, so they're the ones locking me in. They're trying to get me locked in. I have to go through that door and it's locked and it swings only one way. I've seen the interior of the jail. The doors only swing one way and they get locked. And they're the ones who have the keys. I don't have what? The door swings both ways. We both get locks to the key. We both get keys to the lock too. I mean, this logic is crazy. And he's talking about discovery, but I mean, once again, I'm not prosecuting my prosecutor. I'm not obligated to help them prosecute me, and I'm not prosecuting them. It doesn't swing both ways. It goes in a one direction pattern for processing the criminal case. This isn't a civil case. This isn't a divorce case. And we're talking about a judge whose only experience outside of being a judge is something with family law, I think. So he's got all that experience and that in the back of his head. It's becoming extremely obvious that you don't fully understand what the bar really is. Well, I understand what logic is a little bit. You got to look at how they're reasoning things, because if you want to talk about the bar as it like is you know, as a support structure, if you want to look at the bar as a support structure for the people who are members, it's kind of like trying to I think you're trying to compare it to a religious society, and they're guided by like just kind of made up spiritual rules or whatever. Nothing is ruled by logic. but I mean, this isn't quite the spiritual um, organization. It's not held together by a spiritual um, like connection. Court's supposed to be ruled by logic. You got politics, you got the criminal, you got the legal aspect, and then you got religion. They're separated. They're held together by different principles. All right, and when we're talking about court, court just you just can't like say, oh, things have always been that way, so we don't change because they've worked in the past. Well, that's the legal. I mean, the legal stuff is to be challenged. That's You're talking about religious stuff. The religious stuff can pour into politics, but say it's because a lot of like government, city hall institutions will make arguments that things have always been that way. Well, you can make those arguments in politics, but for laws and stuff, to make that argument is not really supportive of the logical reasons why things have been that way. You need to use more argument than just things have always been that way. You need to also rationalize why they've been that way. And those rationalizations get updated by new conflicts, new cases. Yeah, I'm talking about getting buried in paperwork. I'm getting buried in paperwork for sure. I think that my transcripts, they were given to me in paper, uh, and the court clerk said that she would talk to the judge about it, and then they come back with a different argument saying that she can't electronically sign this. So that's they're not set up to electronically sign the paperwork. So that's why they had to give it to me in the paper form, because they can't electronically. What the heck? The camera don't know what to do. That's crazy. It's getting dark now. I'll stop when it gets too dark, because I should probably get moving. Let's see. Tell them something from the video, not you, how it works. Believe it or not, the second you uploaded the video, you are agreeing to YouTube terms. Yeah. Everybody who's I gotta either my prosecutor has trouble with YouTube videos. He's only able to get partial viewings of my YouTube videos. Now, I challenge where that partiality is coming from. Either it's his own like attention span on his end, or it starts with the attention span. Then maybe his computer is got some kind of setup, or possibly a virus, and that's making it difficult for him to watch full videos. It's something that we need to discuss to find out more. That's an argument that I just haven't been able. I wasn't able to bring out during the hearing. I went along with what they said because lawyers have a tendency to talk fast, goes over my head. So I take it in, I learn, and hopefully become better prepared for the next hearing. It's a practice which I don't get a lot of. I don't practice this a lot. I don't care to, so I guess there's a lack of motivation there. But I'm trying to defend myself, especially from these arguments where they say the door swings both ways. It's incredible. I'm the defendant. I tried to even remind him. I said it, and it shows in the transcripts. I'm like, I'm the defendant. I have these protections, all right, and I'm not out, and my prosecutor has nothing to lose. I have 6 months in jail. I have freedom to lose here, but I'm still being told the door swings both ways by the judge. So how do I deal with this logic? All right, how do you can't straighten that judge out. It sounds like a loss. There's been a lot of hints to that, and I'm just going through the motions. Pretty much, even though it's going to be a loss, I go through the motions just so that I can turn around and let other people know how dangerous these people are, and be better prepared for it. Put up a better fight if you could go in with more knowledge how they're thinking. The door swings both ways. My prosecutor is also defending themselves against me. Apparently, I'm prosecuting the prosecutor while I'm defending myself. There's such an interlap. They act like they're defendants a lot of times. And is that their own personality in the play, or is that how the city is kind of how the culture is? Are they just products of their culture? Like, I mean, they arrested me on cultural enforcement. It was cultural. It starts out as cultural enforcement, and now I'm being forced to learn even deeper aspects of their culture, trying to defend myself. Look up for that state as different punishment for a judge, DA. But that's not punishment as a part of the criminal process right now. That's starting a new case against them, separate from what's going on right now. Yeah, the door swings both ways, not in this court at the moment. The door's only swinging in one direction, trying to get me thrown in jail, locked in a cell. The door shuts and gets locked, and then I'm stuck. It's only swinging one way, but I mean, he's describing like maybe in a larger scale. Maybe he's stepping back a little further from, let's see, Cloyd Benjamin has an empty suit and a city welfare, difficult to speak with. You can't speak with him. He's impossible to speak with. Paradigm, a lawyer jokes. Yeah, I don't really have any good jokes for him. Exactly. Just that I found it quite interesting how he could walk over to the police station at about 8 a.m. on Monday earlier this week, and with empty hands, and then come back with a couple of bags of, I believe it's chicken, because that's what I saw the snitch eat when I made my first recording of the police deliveries. So and I think that was his major motivation, to go over to the police station to get some chicken. I don't think he was as concerned looking for anybody in particular to say hi to and to chat with. I think he just wanted to get some food. He walked over to the police station to get a little food. That's what he was thinking. He knows about it. He's actively participating in picking up that food. Good for him. And I have some questions about that. After seeing it 3 times now, I'd like to play my videos and talk about them at the city hall meeting, if I can make it on time, because it's spring forward, so I got to pay attention to that time change. But it's something to pass the time, just like walking into the courthouse with my little secret pen. Let's see, I can probably get the light to turn on. All right, so I'll turn on. Hold it for 3 seconds. There we go. And then this is in standby mode, I believe. And then the camera's on this side. It's on the whatever this sleeve thing side is. But it's in standby mode. And I'm not gonna record. I think it might turn off when you record, but I think to turn it off, I hold it for 3 more seconds. Right? All right, should be off. I'll just tap it to make sure. Okay, yeah. It's not a huge pen, so the battery is pretty small on that, so you're not going to get, it said this is the trick here, where I think they're playing the sales game pretty hard. There's, let's see, he won't get paid because he never sues anyone. Yeah. I'm Mr. No Sue. Yeah, the pen's not too large, so the battery's not too large. So you only get an hour, I guess, an hour's worth of recording. But the sales trick, the sales pitch is that you can um, recharge it 100,000 times, something like that. So it may be a small battery that only gets an hour at a time, but you can recharge it uh, for a lifetime, apparently. So that's the sales pitch. Um, it'll be like just finding a big bag of money with your name on it. Those brown paper bags that the police are distributing. You should spend a lot of time watching some courthouse. Do you figure out what was making the clicking noise? I don't know. I shake it, because it didn't seem to be the. Oh, you can kind of hear the button. If you shake it hard enough, the button has a little rattle. Then that would, I mean, the mic is right there, so it'll be extra loud. So it's with the button. The only real movable part as part of the product. The problem with suing is that it takes a long time. Yeah, you're talking about entering a different court. I'm working with my court right now, my criminal court, and it's only moving in one direction. Swings both ways. Like like it could go either or. It's like, oh, who's gonna end up with 6 months in jail? Me or the prosecutor? Who's gonna end up with 6 months in jail? It could go either way. The door swings both ways. This isn't a civil court, and it's so frustrating to deal with the city judge. Once again, another bad city judge. What a surprise. They have these this ways about them, and they're all elected too. Every city judge I've dealt with. I mean, gosh, I thought, what's his name? The guy in Williston, North Dakota, Judge. See, I was having a problem calling Judge Owsley Judge Roosted for a while. I kept thinking, but now I've repeated Owsley so much that it definitely stands before Roosted. Roosted was kind of bad. I mean, he did put that arrest warrant on me when I was in Kansas, dealing with that. I mean, you guys, I gotta blame you guys for trying to encourage me. I didn't care for you guys encouraging me to drive all the way from Texas. It was like maybe south of maybe Oklahoma, Kansas. It was 1,000 miles away outside of Williston, and you're telling me I only had like a week. He put out the arrest warrant in a week and a half, 2 weeks. And you guys are telling me just drive up there in the cold. In the cold, I could have gotten caught in a snowstorm. I did my poll, and I'm like, should I drive up there or not? 1,000 miles in a week, and most people said yes. Do the drive. Get up to that courthouse, and face the judge in person, because he demands it. And I'm like, nope, not going to do that. I'm not going to rush to the courthouse straight north it was cold. I'm going to risk driving through the snow. It was ridiculous. I think even Geodun supported driving up there. A lot of you guys did. It's like I make the polls, and it's great. It's fun, but I mean, there's most of the time most of the time most of the people get the answer in the right, correctly. I'd say correctly, but sometimes it's like, no, I can't agree with the majority answer here. So let's see, why do this alone? Why no public? I don't know where the public. I think the public defenders have skipped town. I don't know who they are, what they do. I stopped at the office twice. Nobody's there. Doesn't look like the office has been used in months. So I just have to keep moving forward. There's no going backward. The door's not swinging both ways for me. And that's the argument that maybe you could say that's the argument you make for evidence, for discovery evidence. But I mean, why is there discovery evidence in the first place? It's a part of the criminal processing. So there's a direction you go with criminal processing, where you have somebody who's making a charge against you, a criminal charge that can take away your freedom, and you have to find out what they got to to try to put you away in jail. All right, that's where you do a discovery. But suddenly the judge is telling me that discovery works both ways, and I was the one charging them. I'm not charging. They started it. They arrested me. They started making arguments that I'm the offender and I deserve six. And here are the reasons why I deserve 6 months in jail. All right. I have to find out what their deal is. So I have to do a discovery. It's like I can't defend myself without a discovery. The discovery is like it contends, or it balances on finding out what they got to put me in jail. And it's not, it's like they make the charge first, then I turn around and ask, what have you got to throw me in jail to continue with these charges? And then suddenly they say that they get a reciprocal discovery, equal, because the door swings both ways, equal in nature to my discovery. And it's like they start it. I have to find out what their problem is, asking for discovery, and then they got to find out what my problem is, because this door swings both ways. They got to figure out what my problem is. Why am I trying to defend myself? Why am I asking what their problem is? So I'm asking what their problem is, and then they ask me what my problem is, why I'm asking what their problem is. The door swings both ways. It's really a bad logic that they're using in Louisiana, practically trying to treat the defendant like we're a prosecutor. Like, I'm asking what their problem is, why they want to throw me in jail for 6 months, and then they ask me what my problem is, why I'm trying to find out what their problem is, and then suddenly the door swings both ways, and I'm still ultimately at the end, I'm still the one at risk of being tossed in jail. All right, they're not at any risk. What risk do they have? So doors that swing both ways are also called revolving door of justice, for sure. So I'm facing a one direction system, and then being told that I'm not participating in the right way by trying by invoking my rights here as somebody who's supposed to be considered innocent until proven guilty. All right, does the prosecutor get the Miranda rights read to them? Is the prosecutor innocent until proven guilty? I mean, there's aspects of this that do not work both ways. The door doesn't swing both ways on so many aspects of this relationship between prosecutor and defendant. And Judge Owsley seems to be confusing this unique relationship in the criminal process, the criminal operation. He's really aligning it closely with civil laws. Like, I don't know, like I can't say evictions. He does eviction court, but just like somebody sues somebody else. So there's aspects of the civil that are really being pulled into this criminal process, and I mean, he's made his rulings. He's flat out said that the door swings both ways. This doesn't violate your civil rights. And yeah, I'm in debt to my prosecutor. All right, what did GL say there? You have not invoked your right. You need to specify what you are not providing in order to invoke your right. But yeah, um that's the thing. I can understand that within our discussion on February 15th that we did talk about video. All right, and I said that yeah, I agree that there's YouTube video in existence, but I mean everybody's got access to that YouTube video. So there's nothing I need to do extra that could build on what the YouTube platform is already providing to them, providing to them, to the public. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My prosecutor has the same access to my videos as everybody else. It's all equal. Nobody has any special access to these videos. But prosecutor Benjamin claims that he's only able to see partial videos. But like I go back to with that, I mean, is it because he's got a short attention span? Is it something with his computer? Is there an internet provider issue? Maybe YouTube is doing something. Well, I did upload to Facebook, so maybe that could help. Bad boy when Natchitoches police come. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, a cop. I'm not far from the library. I'll be moving shortly. But a cop came by last night because I stayed here pretty late. And he didn't check to see who I was. He just swung by and said, "You all right?" And I recorded a little bit on my GoPro 360. He was pulling up to me. He actually honked a horn, one of them, the police siren horns. And Travis, allow 3 seconds of any video you turn over at the very beginning. What? Shown redact from the 4th to the 2nd to the 3rd and the 5th, and then the 6th and 7th, and then scrub it all. What is your training budget? Their training budget. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, somebody mentioned that, and I saved a comment of that. Asking the police academy their itinerary. Maybe getting the police academy itinerary could give some clues as to the type of training that my arresting cops got. Don't ask my arresting cops directly what their training was. Ask the institution that they go to what their itinerary is. I thought that was an interesting comment. But yeah, the cops like just kind of asked me if I was okay, and I just said yeah. And I was about to put my 360 cam on the roof. It was on. It recorded a little bit, tail end of me answering. But as soon as cops pull up, the 360 cam goes to the roof. That is like I've been practicing, so it's instinctual. When I'm in the car, can't really do that when I'm outside the car. Did the prosecutor say they lost the videos? Yeah, then they go, oops, you have to send them again. They'll probably say something. They're gonna try to cook something up on my trial. What, March 23rd? I could just see it. My last email, I'm like, okay, what is your Dropbox? I just want to put out that as a cover. I asked what his Dropbox was, and I'll see how that works out. But at least if they're going to bring up this Dropbox, first I want to say I don't know what you're talking about. We never discussed that before. And then I can also say I did ask my prosecutor what his Dropbox was. It's not like, oh, the prosecutor says, oh, he never asked about my Dropbox, or I don't know. I don't really use Dropbox. I guess that's a big thing, but whatever. Wait a second. So this balance between defense and between offense and defense is so backwards. The judge wants the facts before the law. All right? It's so backwards. The prosecutor is the defendant. The judge wants to have a bench trial before arguing law. There's a lot of backwardsness. Yeah, the door swings both ways. Both parties need to equally give each other evidence. These are things that I've never experienced. I've never experienced this issue with no jury allowed for sentences that are 6 months and less. I've never experienced that, and I'm seeing how backwards it has become as a result of that issue. Ah, that's bright. um, when you donate, it gets a little too bright. Download your video from YouTube and send them that. All right, thank you, Smoking Auditor. Wow. Um, so uh, this fairness is just, I mean, it's being spoken by my judge. He talks about saying that he is fair and then turns around and is not fair. Well, no, he's trying to like act like he's fair by saying that the door swings. Well, that's pretty bright. A nice blue. Thank you, Chevy. The door swings both ways, but I mean, it's just not. It's not the way it's applied. The way he's applying this door swings both ways in a criminal court. It's what's putting people away in jail a lot in Louisiana. Uh, the logic is let's see, in discovery for them, just give the links to your YouTube. Yeah, I did give links to YouTube, and I also put a link for thank you. Now I'm a nice orange glow now. Thank you, Martin Lou, for that's a large amount too. I appreciate that. um That'll go towards the defense fund. Apparently I need to start looking into a bail for a special kind of bail, because I'll probably get thrown in jail if convicted. I'll get thrown in jail right away on the 23rd of March, and then I want to look into bail for I want to do an appeal, like a appeal bail of some kind. Yeah, Brian, there you go. Appeal bail. I'm wasting precious time and effort trying to find fair. Uh, okay, find fairness and freedom. Yeah, it's the freedom is most fair for the people in power. Uh, but yeah, I need to look into this bail, line up a bail bondsman like before this trial. My bail bondsman's email no longer works. I just tried it today, so that's a surprise. I tried emailing him, so I'm gonna want to look into how the bail works for an appeal bail, because apparently I want to appeal right after, because I'm sure I'm getting to get found guilty because the door swings both ways, which pretty much in the end, the door hits me in the butt as I'm being thrown into the jail cell. And then the door no longer swings both ways. In the end, the door stops swinging both ways. It just hits me in the butt to knock me into the cell. And I want to look into trying to get bail so I could start in on the the appeal. I hope this helps your defense fund. Keep up the good work exposing. Well, these donations are exposing me. Let's see, the corruption of the cops and the hate the America. Yeah, thank you, Springer 1981 for $20. Thank you. You guys are generous. So, I guess I just wanted to make a short video. It's pretty dark, so wanted to get moving along. I spent all day today I retyped the transcripts. I put it on WordPress. I have two separate issues, two separate posts on my WordPress. One is about the contempt of court hearing. That's one where it's back and forth between me and Judge Owsley. And Vince McCucumber made a nice video of the back and forth there. He used Judge Judy's voice and for the judge, and then somebody else's voice for me. And then I just posted today the back and forth with evidence, with the discovery evidence issue, and I tried to colorize the posts blue for the judge, white for me, and thank you, Chad Oliver. $1.99 from Britain. Is that this flag? And the smoking auditor. Which wish I could donate more. I appreciate anything that, yeah, it puts a little, just a little extra in the gas tank. If you set up a give, send, go, or GoFundMe, won't take a massive give, send, go is the cheapest donation site now. Oh, what was I saying? I guess, yeah, I just wanted to keep this short. So the door, they may say the door swings both ways, uh, but it's like it's kind of being it's kind of like a political statement more than an applicable statement, because ultimately the door gets locked, and I get locked by a door inside the jail. So it doesn't swing both ways in the criminal system. All right. And to hear him say the door swings both ways, it's troubling, very troubling. All right, I'm gonna stop this. Thanks for stopping, and thanks for the donations.